I think if I hear you call me Becky one more time, six-pack, I'm gonna pop your tops. All six of them.
Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another review. This will be the start of about 5 videos for today because they're 5 films that Guillermo, very nice guy, sent me requests via PayPal. Thank you so much for that. If anyone's ever interested in sending requests via my PayPal, the link to that PayPal will be down below. Or if you're ever interested in joining my Patreon, the link to that will be down below in the info box as well. Now, 68 Kill, how do I describe this? It came out around 2017, and I looked up the director. Apparently the director had a hand in some trauma films, which worried me because I'm not a trauma fan. Apparently he was one of the writers behind Citizen Toxic Avenger 4. But then funny enough, after Trauma, he went to do other stuff, including being one of the writers of the Evil Within 2 video game, which I saw a friend of mine play that game, and I'm like, wow, that looks like a really cool game. No, I've never played it because I don't have a PS4 or anything, but I saw my friend Michael Keane play it. I'm like, wow, he was one of the writers for that? Maybe he's not so bad. And this was a decent film. It's a dark comedy. How do I even put this? The story of the film, you have this guy who I thought did a pretty decent job, who plays a naive white trash type of character, and he's in a relationship with this girl who is a hard ass bitch of a lady that likes to beat the fuck out of her hubby, beat the fuck out of her boyfriend, our lead guy, kick the shit out of him. So in other words, Amber Heard. Let's just call this girl Amber Heard. It's not played by Amber Heard, but yeah, if you know what Amber Heard does in her real life, you'll know why I call this bitch Amber Heard, because Amber Heard is a fucking humongous bitch who can suck my fucking dick. Don't know what I'm talking about, look it up, where apparently she's beating the fuck out of her hubby, Johnny Depp, and abused the fuck out of him, then accused him of shit, but then to find out that Amber Heard was the one beating the fuck out of Johnny Depp. So fuck her, fuck Aquaman 2, fuck Aquaman 1, fuck Amber Heard. But anyway, that's another tangent, another story. So Amber Heard is pissed off with naive white trash guy because she just keeps treating him like shit. And funny enough, really what this is a male empowerment movie. Many times critics will talk about a film and say, oh, this is female empowerment. But this is about a man who finds his masculinity. In a weird way, that's what this is about. And maybe that's why I kind of liked it. Again, instead of a female empowerment movie, this is a male empowerment movie. I'm like, okay. Maybe this is one of the reasons Guillermo wanted me to see this. Interesting. And it's decently shot. It's decently acted. I know it's not Amber Heard, but I'm going to keep calling it Amber Heard because Amber Heard's a bitch and this lady's a bitch and they both beat the fuck out of their hubbies. One thing leads to another. Even a guy warns our lead character, hey, I don't want to see you in a bad situation because of some pussy. And this guy doesn't have much of a life. He's working septic tanks. He's a nice guy, but he's a pushover. Getting abused by the female persuasion. And Amber Heard wants the landlord's $68,000. And she's the type that will sleep with the guy in order to get some money or discount on the rent or whatever the nature. And she pushes our lead to join her to try to steal his landlord's $68,000, hence the title 68. And of course the kill portion comes in because the guy says no one's going to get hurt, right? Even says, you tell me no one will get hurt, but this fucking bitch sure going crazy. She's gonzo. Fucking Amber Heard goes in, slices the throats. The lead freaks out, stabs another one. There's another girl they fucking kidnap. And the beginning, the lead guy is a bit weak and timid, but that's the point, is because there's going to be an arc for it. Sometimes the humor doesn't work, or it's a bit awkward, or it's like, okay, I get where you're going, but I don't know. For example, after this violence happens and Amber Heard's telling our lead character to go fucking get, this girl is running away. He's running after her, but then it goes in slow motion and he's looking at the girl's ass. And I could kind of see that being funny, but just something about it. Whether it was just too on the nose or just too over, just something about it didn't come off as funny to me as maybe it's an intention was supposed to be. Sometimes that happens throughout the flick. Well, I don't think all the humor works, but it wasn't awful to watch either, if that makes sense. And pretty much it's mostly one night, a little bit of a second day. Because what happens is the crazy bitch knocks out this girl who we found out to be violent, puts her in the trunk, gets her boyfriend, the driver. They're driving along. Of course, he's having like, what the hell's going on? You said you wouldn't hurt anyone, things, blah, blah, blah. I come to find out that the crazy bitch, she's got a brother who likes to torture and do horrible things. And so the lead guy kind of has an epiphany, aka common sense, starts knocking at the fucking door. He's like, this bitch is crazy, fuck Amber Heard, and fucking knocks her the hell out. The brother comes out, shoots the brother in the shoulder, and you get the fuck out of Dodge. And then the movie goes on from there. Now, again, I thought the actors did their jobs for what they're supposed to do, because it's not realistic. It's definitely an elevated, meaning maybe it's remnants of the trauma days for the director, but it's nowhere near as, in my opinion, stupid, crazy, awful as Trauma. I'm sorry, if you're a Trauma fan, that's cool. I've never been a fan. It's nothing near that. This is much more, much better in terms of easier to handle, more, I think, competently made, a little bit stylish. But it's definitely not in the realm of reality, a bit, I want to say amplified. I don't know how else to put it. The lead guy, I swear I've seen him on TV shows. For some reason, the lead guy reminds me of, what's the actor's name? The guy who was, he was in the Theme prequel. He's on a TV show now. Yeah, that's very vague. He was at Dumb and Dumberer when Harry met Lloyd. Kind of remind me a little bit of him. He played Lloyd in the prequel Dumb and Dumberer when Harry met Lloyd. I forget the actor's name, but that's what it kind of reminded me of. It's not him, but gave me a little semblance of that. And there's not a ton of action. It's one of those things that it's a bit quirky. It was a bit interesting to see where we're going next. I liked the idea where, wow, there are, at this day and age, well, this was 2017, granted, so 3 years ago, but a male empowerment movie, just, kind of interesting, where a guy finally gets the balls to stand up for himself, and even he starts this relationship with Violet after he gets her out of the trunk. And granted, she seems to fall for him a little bit too quickly, but I actually thought the two of them worked fairly well. There's certain plot, I don't know how to spoil it, that's why I've been kind of fucking around. So I got the end of spoilers. But there's certain plot development that I didn't really care for, more of a preference sort of way. But I would say if the trailer at all interests you, it's worth at least one watch for the actors, for the quirky storyline, the competence of the direction. I thought the lead guy and then the girl from the trunk named Violet, there was some nice little bits of bonding. One of those cliches, they're singing songs from the radio, things of that nature. But like I said, not all the humor works. For example, there's a part where he's trying to get information, and he's talking to this gas station girl, and the girl goes, "Oh, I'll tell you, but you don't have to work for your info." And so he's forced to eat this girl out. Nothing graphic visual-wise, but I get what it's going for. So either you're fine with that type of, or you're not. It's like more in between. And okay, I think knowing that this guy wrote for Trauma, it seemed those little bits seemed as if it was just a bit of remnants of Trauma, a bit of rust of Trauma stuck on his fucking shirt, if that makes sense. But the end of spoilers now. He's able to get away from the crazy bitch, gets the girl out of the trunk. There's a little bit of friction, but of course bonding. Again, maybe happens a little bit too quickly, but I thought both of them, the actors, played off each other fairly well. Violet is teaching him, hey, you need to stand up for yourself. That was one of the better parts of the movie. They worked well together. But then the next morning, she's found dead. And granted, it was a bit of a surprise. I get what it's going for with what happens after, but again, cup of tea wise, I didn't really care for that plot development. I know it's more traditional, but I would have preferred him fighting the crazy bitch in order to get his girl back, and then they go off. I think that would have been the nice final nail if you want to tell the story about a guy finding his balls, so to speak, growing a pair. Because what happened is he thinks the crazy bitch, his ex-girlfriend, did it, but it's not. It was this emo-looking bitch, probably the type who cuts or something, I don't know, at the gas station, who fucked with them the night before, finds out where she's at. That's where he gets info from this other girl that wants him to eat her out. He gets captured. He's beating the hell out of it. The crazy bitch finds him and her brother, and they kill all the assholes in the trailer. Finally, the guy is able to get out of his restraints, and he shoots the crazy bitch in the neck and shoots the asshole brother in the head. And this is what I'm saying, I get where they were going for, because he does rise up, and he does kill the crazy bitch, shoots her right in the neck. I know I'm repeating myself. I liked the moment where the brother, Dr. Insano, whatever the hell you want to call him, is ready to rape and pillage this lady. He shoots the guy, and then she thanks him. What can I do for you? And I do like the bit where the guy goes, "Can you bring Violet back to life?" And of course, she has an oh shit look on her face, and then he shoots her right through the cheek, which was cool. So it was still a satisfying enough ending. Again, I just thought because the two worked well together, I didn't care that she died. But at the same time, it didn't piss me off tremendously, because the guy gets his revenge and he gets the money that the crazy bitch wanted, the $68,000, and he goes off. And this fun little bit at the end where, oh, there's another girl whose car broke down with tattoos, and he thinks about it for a second, and he just says fuck it and keeps driving. Maybe it's time to be alone for a while. So again, I don't think all the quirky humor worked. Certain plot developments worked fine in the end, but at the same time, part of me goes, I would have drawn a different way. I think you could have still do that. And he shoots the bitch for beating the fuck out of him, almost caving his head in, or but at the same time, it wasn't a movie killer or anything. It was a satisfying enough finale. And like I say, it was competently made. It wasn't boring. It was a short film, an hour and 20-some minutes. Just because it's from a guy who writes for Trauma, if you're like me and not a fan of Trauma, don't let that stop you. If you are a big fan of Trauma, it's not going to be crazy gross to the extent like those movies are, so maybe it would disappoint them. Bro, CCA Kill, I'm glad I saw it. The lead guy, yeah, I should have written his name down, I forget. He was fine. Crazy bitch Amber Heard wannabe. She was crazy, and I bought her the idea that she's pushing this guy around. It wasn't too far of a stretch because of the way both actors play their roles. And yeah, over a pretty decent flick. Didn't mind it. Didn't mind it at all. Either way, thank you, Guillermo, for the request, the PayPal request. Again, if anyone's ever interested in requesting a review or pretty much any type of video, you do it directly to my PayPal or through my Patreon. Certain tiers, certain things you get. Both links will be down below. Thanks for watching. Take care. We will see you later. Beware of crazy Amber Heard type of bitches, or they'll beat the fuck out of you. So beware. PSA from little old me.